The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco will be meeting Monday to consider key portions of Arizona's immigration law. SB 1070 would require police to investigate the legal status of anyone they suspect may be in the country illegally. SB 1070 also makes it a crime for an immigrant not to carry immigration papers. Since the law was signed in April, it has provoked nationwide protests and boycotts.
After a string of child deaths in the LA County foster system, officials say they'll make it easier to release information on problems in the system. This comes after an investigation showed the county violated state health law that requires public disclosure of child deaths. Officials say there have been more than 65 deaths over the past 3 years, and they should have been made public. Officials want a single agency to be in charge of releasing the information.
Tuition and fees are on the rise at many U.S. colleges. Nearly 20% of students at public universities and colleges saw fees increase by 12% or more this fall. Fees are rising faster than families can pay, and colleges are looking to state and federal government for relief. This year, the federal government provided $150 billion to colleges and universities, while states gave $75 billion. Fee increases have forced many students to attend community colleges and trade schools.
The journalism field is evolving, and in an effort to expose the next wave of journalists to the industry, Cal State Northridge's journalism department recently held Generation J Day, a conference for Los Angeles area high school journalism students. Valley View's Jason Llanos was in Northridge to cover the event.
Nearly 100 Los Angeles area high school journalists were in attendance to take part in writing contests and journalism workshops. CSUN professor and Los Angeles chapter SPJ president Linda Bowen is the event's coordinator.
Today is all about helping young journalists, whether they're in a high school journalism program or they're in an independent youth media production project. It's helping them see the possibilities. It's about giving them some resources. It's giving them an opportunity to practice.
Generation J aims to expose students to professional journalism. Workshops were also given throughout the day on subjects including new media, writing for blogs, and photography. A number of professional journalists were on hand to speak to students about the industry and give pointers to the aspiring journalists.
And do not just trust information that you get in press releases. And I'm talking about even the most minor details.
Exposing young journalists like these students from Daniel Pearl High School is the event's primary focus.
Yeah, I definitely think so, especially because I was doing features writing, and so we really got to go out and just find someone, and it really helped me get out of my shell and just, be able to approach people more easily.
Generation J Day is hosted in part by the Journalism Department at Cal State Northridge, as well as the Society of Professional Journalists of Los Angeles. The conference's focus is to provide young journalists with tools and workshops to further their young careers.
The day crescendoed with an award ceremony for the earlier writing contests and a final word from the event's keynote speaker, Dave Coulier.
And so even though they talk about how the industry's hurting, and it is in part, the reality is there are jobs for you, there's a need for you, people are always going to want to know what's going on. So journalism is alive and well.
In Northridge, reporting for Valley View News, I'm Jason Llanos.
The Cal State Northridge Institute for Sustainability held its second annual Sustainability Day. Valley View's Sarah Van Horn brings us more.
CSUN faculty and students were all about going green. Campus Sustainability Day is a national movement that encourages the integration of urban planning in higher education. The theme for this year's event was alternative transportation.
If you live around campus, instead of driving to campus, would just be taking public transportation or riding your bike on campus, or going paperless instead of printing out your articles from readings that you have to do for school or for class. You just leave it on the computer and just read it online.
The day was divided into several panel discussions that focused on different aspects of sustainable transportation. Specialized panelists highlighted the history of alternative transportation and some of the energy transportation technologies. Director of the Institute for Sustainability, Helen Cox, says it is important to teach CSUN commuters alternative ways of transportation.
Something like 80% of the campus drives here in their own car, basically. And what we're trying to do is promote alternative means of transportation.
Easy Green Bikes was also in attendance, showcasing their electric bicycles. Their bikes run off an electric motor that is powered by a battery pack. Robbie Villanueva owns Easy Bikes and says riding his bike makes his commute to work a breeze.
I commute almost 18.5 miles, and it only takes me an hour, 6 minutes to hour, 9 minutes.
With attachable basket and bag holders, the e-bikes make shopping and commuting convenient and can fold in half for easy storage. But Sustainability Day is just one of many ways CSUN is adapting to a greener lifestyle. CSUN's campus has many sustainable features, like the Botanic Garden, which is home to over 1,200 species of plants representing climates from around the world. It also has a subtropical rainforest that is irrigated and maintained solely from byproducts of excess water and CO2. CSUN's fuel cell plant eliminates more than 6,000 tons of CO2 a year and operates at an efficiency of over 80%. That's twice the efficiency of power generated by utility companies. In Northridge, Sarah Van Horn for Valley View News.